Good afternoon. You may be knowing Kanakya as a real estate company. Kanakya has closely 700 teachers on its payroll. Kanakya has had just recently 2,200 multiplex employees at Cinemax theatres all over the country. Kanakya has 400 employees in real estate division and also has a few in the hospitality division, which has 2 hotels, one Hotel Marriott, Kanderi, and second is a Novotel in Ahmedabad. So this is my current experience, and before this I had the experience of industries like Pidilite, companies like Pidilite, and then Somani Group, and then Gufi and Lupin Pharmaceuticals. Some of these companies are there in my mind, and of course another 20-25 companies where I have coached, trained employees, minimum 10 days to sometimes 50 days. To respect the title of the session, that is Lessons in Leadership, I will be focusing on lessons in leadership. The first lesson which I learned in leadership is you cannot train everyone to be a leader. If you train 100 people, 20 can be leaders, 60 will reach certain middle level, and 20 will remain as untrainable and coachable. So first and foremost, the first lesson which I learned in my coaching career, I came to Kanakya as a coach. I had 16 senior managers, general managers, vice presidents, and also presidents and even the MD of the company. At the end of 6 months coaching, one-to-one coaching, they requested me to be with them for some more time. That's why I'm there. When you research about the definition of leadership, you will come across almost 100,000 definitions. That's what someone said. But 2 common words you will find. One is influence, and the second is goal or objective. So any human being who has a passionate goal or a purpose or objective and can influence another human being or a team or group of people to follow him, to pursue, to achieve his goal, to pursue that passion, he becomes a leader. When you look at the traits and behaviors of leaders, leaders are passionate, number 1. Number 2, leaders are chronically optimistic. They are very positive. Leaders usually don't speak negative language. Since yesterday we have been hearing about downturns, bad times, uncertain times, etc. There is no certain time. If you look at last 20 years we have been seeing all these kinds of ups and downs, recessions, ups, downs, all these kinds of things happening. A leader emerges in any time, certain or uncertain time, but leader has to be deadly, positive, optimistic. A leader has high energy levels. A leader is articulate. A leader is courageous. A leader is emotionally balanced. A leader is sometimes obstinate. The leader is sometimes stubborn. So you see these kinds of traits, and the second lesson which I learned is that great leaders have not undergone leadership training. Great leaders are not read leadership books. Leaders emerged, and others have studied their behavior and then have written books. So the second lesson which I will say is that leadership is more of a behavior rather than skill. And the moment we speak about behavior, behavior is nature plus nurture. So you have those traits, those DNAs in your blood. So you sport that. Let's now focus on a typical corporate manager. I have this example, Mr. Kumar. Mr. Kumar was an HR middle-level manager. Mr. Kumar was promoted to become GM, and he became VP. But always in this corporate, above Kumar, they are appointed as HR. They appointed a president. And Kumar was always frustrated why he was not getting promoted to that level. He was ambitious. But even today, he is a living character. After 20 years in HR, he couldn't reach that position of CHR. And always someone comes from outside to head it. He has a coach. Kumar was one of the target participants in the coaching program. A 360-degree appraisal was done. Psychometry was done. Various assessments were done. And it was found that Kumar lacked three things. Kumar was scoring very high in three critical competencies of a manager. Three critical competencies of a manager. First is, of course, technical skills. Second, interpersonal skills. And third, conceptual ability. So, conceptual ability, technical competence, and also interpersonal skills, Kumar was scoring high. But Kumar suffered from three personality weaknesses, grey areas. First, he was suffering from inferiority complex. And this inferiority complex was visible in his behavior. Because he was not MBA. All his seniors who came from outside and his colleagues were MBAs. So, he was very capable, he was very good, but he suffered from this and that was coming in his way. Number two, Kumar was not good in communication skills. His communication skills, he had the problem of not communicating fluently his objectives or what he wanted to communicate. She scored less there. But Kumar was liked by everyone, Kumar was very, very effective. Now, when we coached Kumar, we realized that this particular personality trait for him to overcome in that particular company is not very easy. Leadership is contextual. You may be effective in one company, you may not be effective in another company. You need to adapt to the expectations of competencies which the company has laid out. So, as a CLO, what you can do, what you must do is that what are the critical expected competencies of a leader? In your company, you need to define that. I call it expected leadership skills, ELS, or leadership behaviors. Once you have this expected leadership behaviors, you have that dictionary, and when you assess the incumbent's leadership skills, the existing employee, you can always measure, assess the gap in skill set. So the ELS minus ILS, expected leadership skill set, minus the incumbent's leadership skill set, you get the gap. And that's where then you need to enter into the coaching program. In what works, you need to try different methodologies, classroom training, e-learning, all kinds of things you can do. But one-to-one coaching is the most effective methodology for leadership training. When you train 20, 5 will emerge as future leaders. 10 will go to the next position, will be effective, but 1 or 2 or 3 will be problem children in the company. They will remain where they are. So, leadership and leadership lessons which I've learned about leadership is this, that leadership is a behavior. Leader has to have influencing skills, and what works in one company may not work in another company. So leadership is contextual. For example, in one company, leadership definitions will be made. These are some of the definitions which the management demanded. For example, the person has to have very high OBC, obstacle bursting capability. The person has to be always on top of the situation. Means the leader has to be always well informed. Anytime you may ask even about 6 months back, what was the sale, what was the inventory, what's the collection, you should be able to answer that. Now, in that particular company, this person, and of course, the third was about the speed. Another was about successful completion of work, etc. So, he couldn't succeed in certain cases. In this case, Kumar was not coming up to his expectation in certain areas, so Kumar liked people. But I know that in another company, Kumar is a perfect fit. in that company, these kinds of expectations are not, it's a different industry, different company, and if